Good morning, everyone. We're here doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and we are doing lesson number 214, still in a review period. I am not a body sandwich. Thank you very much. Before I get into this, I want to say that my good friend who does have, she's left some comments here on the page. Her name is Anne Marie, and her page is called Anne Marie, The Art of Healing. She did a chakra clearing session for me last night, and I, as many of you know, have been dealing with a lot of ego-based suffering in my new relationship and in my new transformed life. And some of the things that she told me about what is like a blockage in my energetic field and some information from past lives really helped me tremendously in this lifetime with things that I'm dealing with right now. And I literally feel amazing. I feel 100% better. I can still remember the thoughts that were lurking and the, grievances, judgments, resentments, things like that, but they seem trivial and distant in the past. And and I know, like, we're Course in Miracles students, we are creating this whole movie that we're starring in, and we've cast everyone, all of that. I believe I'm making everything up, and I'm here to learn lessons. However, in this dream that I'm creating, I'm co-creating with my soulmate friends like Anne Marie, who I met on a Channeling Jesus retreat in 2018 in Salt Spring Island, Canada. I think that what I'm doing by co-creating that experience with her, or casting her in my movie, is kind of like one of those situations where, back in the day with the video games, you had those like cheat codes, like you could jump to higher levels if you went through this door that nobody knows about or something like that. So whatever is happening, however I digest this, I feel like what I've done is give myself a boost that I've been praying for and needing, and that I want to share with all of you, that there's this amazing, powerful, masterful, amazing soul, beautiful healer among us, and her name is Anne Marie. And I think you should go to her YouTube page, Anne Marie, The Art of Healing. I think that's even her website, like Anne Marie, The Art of Healing .org. I don't know. I don't remember. And I'll look it up and post it. Anyway, so let's get into this wonderful lesson today, lesson 214. And of course, the lesson for review after this pieces of bread and the I'm not a body sandwich is perfect for me today. This keeps getting better, you guys. I hope that's happening for you. The synchronicities, the resonance of these lessons in your life. Like, this is freaking real. Like, it feels like we're in the middle of this like spiritual battleground. Even if it is just inside our own consciousness, there's something big that's happening, and we need to amplify our love in the world. And I almost feel like we need to amplify this idea that we do not consent to any lower vibrational entities coming into our field for any reason at all, because I believe they feed off of the traumas and the negative experiences that we ruminate over, and it leaves us susceptible to feeling like we're not in control anymore. Like, I'm powerless to this emotion, I'm powerless to this feeling. That is bullshit, okay? We are not powerless to anything. We are massively strong light beings, light warriors. And it's just when we have those untrue beliefs that have the right combination of activation of past traumas and new challenges or fears coming up, it's just a soup of possibility for you to let yourself come down in vibration, bring your frequency down. And we've been told in many channeled messages that is the most important thing lately, is focusing on your frequency, keeping your frequency high. And not doing it by spiritual bypassing or ignoring your problems, but by really dialing into what's happening in your mind and what is underneath that and what is underneath that. How do I forgive it, love it, send it back to source, and carry on with my beautiful, amazing life. Lesson 214. I am not a body. I am free, for I am still as God created me. I place the future in the hands of God. I mean, seriously? The past is gone. The future is not yet. Now am I freed from both. For what God gives can only be for good, and I accept but what He gives as what belongs to me. I'm not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I mean, that's how this works. I get a message like that. I'm placing the future in the hands of God because I feel confident once again in myself that the right choice is always to put the future in the hands of God. I don't have to control anything. I don't have to be afraid of anything or fear anything. Who cares? You know, yesterday's video I talked about, it's pretty scary, this idea of moving into this RV that's right down the hill over there, and that's gonna be my life. It is freaking scary, but I don't have to choose to stay in that energy of, like, you know, the daunting presence of the unknown and uncertainty. What? Screw that. Like, I should be so excited and so happy to be free and take this challenge on and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just have the best life ever. You know, like, my attitude needs an adjustment, but you know, it's this idea, if I turn the future over to the hands of God, what do I possibly have to worry about or fear? Let's go to a year of forgiveness and talk about lesson 214. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. This is the source of most of your upset, regrets and recriminations over the past, guilt or shame, and worries and anxieties about the future. You live in a fictitious world when you focus on the past or the future. When you are not present with what you're doing, you're not really doing anything. You're wasting your time because you're reliving or projecting. A lot of you live those two fantasy worlds most of the time. So when we talk about presence, that is what we seek. We seek presence because that is the only true point of creation, new creation. If you are ruminating over the past, you are contaminating the eternal now with the past, and you will create a future that looks like your past. See, that's an interesting one too, because a lot of focus on past traumas and too much focus on it is potentially reactivating things in your life. And we have to have a practice of getting into something if we need to, and then really sending it back to source, going back to where it came from. I am here now. That was another experience in another timeline, and I'm new, I'm fresh, I'm whole. Something like that, like evoking your own sort of direction setting so you're not stuck and anchored to things that are dragging behind you from who knows how many lives ago. I mean, it's not just this lifetime, right? When you have a resentment, let's say, or an abuse or trauma that you keep thinking about, you're saying to the universe, I want more of that. Your eternal now, that fresh moment that you all get equally, is being contaminated by your free will and inappropriate use of your memory. It contaminates the eternal now. Now, those of you who suffer from PTSD or traumas do not realize that you are doing this voluntarily. You do not realize it has become such a habit of either telling the story or ruminating on what happened to you or revisiting the situation from the past that you do not realize you have fed your own trauma. Okay, that was a lot. I'm going to read that again. You do not realize it has become such a habit of either telling the story or ruminating on what happened to you or revisiting the situation from the past that you do not realize you have fed your own trauma. So be mindful of that, how much of that you do. And if you're doing it for others, that you're protecting yourself. We are not blaming the victim here. We are saying a bad thing happened to you, but it only happened to you once. If you continue to think about it, tell stories about it, talk to people about it, and go to therapists about it, you will re-traumatize yourself indefinitely. You are making sure that your future will be a similar vibration. You must hand over the future to God and say, I will be here and present. trusting that as long as I am in alignment with love, everything will work out fine because you are love, God, and I am in alignment with your will for me when I am in a place of love. It's very simple. I will be here in the present, trusting that as long as I am in alignment with love, everything will work out fine because you are love, God, and I am in alignment with your will for me when I am in a place of love. Presence is not some esoteric, rare quality that monks have. It is something that you all should strive for. Use your senses to keep you in the present moment. See what you're looking at. Taste what you're tasting. Feel what you're feeling. And know that endless rumination on the past and the future really is a waste of time. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. Well, all right, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this review period. Hope you got something out of my ecstatic teaching moment this morning. And I hope that you reach out to Anne Marie, the Art of Healing, on YouTube, wherever else you can find her, because she's amazing. And have fun with that. Like, explore. If you're feeling any pull or density in your system, who knows? Like, maybe you've created a little, she was pulling things out of my crown chakra, some kind of a chords and a presence of some bot-like, who the hell knows, right? Like, it really doesn't matter. But the point is that when you make yourself vulnerable and ask for help, and someone is reminding you about how powerful you are and reflecting this beauty back to you, you have no choice but to let go of that stuff. And when these higher vibrational energies, the guides we called on, my team includes Mother Mary, Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Archangel Michael, Archangel Sandalphon, Archangel Uriel. There were others, but these are high vibrational, powerful, powerful energies. And when you're working with someone who's using those energies, you're going to have an uplifting feeling and a lightness come into your system that wasn't there previously. So really, if the Course in Miracles isn't doing enough for you, if it seems like all it's doing is like putting a tornado through your life, then maybe you do need to get help from somebody else as well. And it just does take it back to you. It reminds you how bright your light is, how big your heart is, how much we're here to love, and that's our purpose. So, okay, enough of that. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow.